And so I think that's why we've seen them lean into a bit more of a looser style, you know, giving a lot less away. Even thinking back to Overpass, there was a lot of just dry fighting going on. And it can even work to your favor, right? Like, you're anticipating flashes, something to telegraph a peak, you know, usual tendencies. You're not really getting any of that with Gambit right now.
csgo P250 right out and about, expect nothing less. We've got a top con smoke and a flash from Navi as Navi get this mid info. It's a normal start to a pistol for Navi, but it is going to leave them pretty lacking on this A site. Will have to be a retake round. Boomich tries to get a pick before the smoke blooms, but eventually dissipates and disappears back into the safety. CT plant here coming down for csgo, and Navi, they're waiting on the flank. Ooh. Okay.
Better ramp, and suddenly these CT fights come to matter a hell of a lot. Hobbit might be blind, but he still delivers the goods. And Simple cut down as well. It's a little pivot and a turn over at ramp. csgo's gonna lock it in with a double.
Hey, Hobbit's pistols have been sick today as well. Like, even on the T side back on Overpass, he got that Glock opener, picked up a USP 4Ks the round with it, and csgo's P250 is always a delight to see. That was going so well for Navi though. They kill on the flank, they get the ramp man off. Simple starts off in connector, and it's a 5-on-3, but it's that CT flash. First one, dodge. Second one is amazing. But even with it, missed shots out of Boomich, and that he needed to hit them to keep Navi in it. Instead, Gambit had, you know, a position to play the post plant from. They weren't reliant on ramp. They had that full info from CT. That's a real shame for Navi. Bit of a bottled round there. Boomich, I mean, he went 0-5 in opening duels last map. It didn't really seem to matter. A lot of that was him just setting his team up for trade work, and it was pretty selfless, but despite that, he still fragged a little bit in that game. Need it from him again. That wasn't the start. There's always room to improve. There's always more rounds to play. But Axel's hit a backstab. Gambit, oh my goodness, they're deep in the A site. They're doing what they do best, just disrespect, running amok up in this site. And Hobbit, lovely transfer to find a third as well. Gambit keep it clean with 3 rifles kept on. And that's kind of what we expect from Gambit, these non-telegraph plays that you're talking about, these dry fights, jumping across the stairs in opening few seconds of the round. And Navi is so drawn to middle that they get nothing.
Yeah, they're just down to vanilla pistols here. Vanilla, you know, widely regarded as one of the more plain flavors. It's kind of delicious if you do it right. Vanilla. But yeah, nothing too pretty about this one. Nothing too flavorful. It should just be that 3-0 for Gambit. And already, you know, we're getting some of this loose aggro style out of them. Even in this round, I love, man, I really love Hobbit's lurking.
Yeah.
I think he's so damn good at it, man. Like, especially, you really see him come into his own on maps like Mirage and Inferno as well. Obviously, it does hinge on his squad, like finding some semblance of success is how he kind of lurks, right? He's more about cutting down rotations, but you occasionally see him being the guy making first contact as well. He's just got a great read for the timings he can hit and what kind of real estate he can get away with. You know, the experience really shines through for him on that lurking role.
Yeah, and it's nice here in a round like this where you're trying to uncover the stack anyway. You know, you just creep out ramp, you get the info, no one's facing you, a couple of nades in, a Molotov here and there, and positions getting cleared. You realize very quickly that, yeah, Gambit have got a freebie, and that vanilla eco, that cream bean of Navi's P250, they're going to have to keep them on, save them for yet another round. If exits are provided, if guns are given, that would be nice, but Gambit play it safe. They know when to hunt and when not to. Don't want to give Navi anything to play with in that follow-up round. It will have to just be the full buy. Bring your own weapons to the party. We've still got AKs. Might even have the orb dropped over, but it would be costly. Would leave someone with no armor. We see some teams do that, right? When you've got Simple in the server, you want to get him on the orb as soon as you can, but he can't buy it himself. He'll need a hand. So really, we might just see it delayed unless Boomich wants to be a hero. Not today. Oh, the faster B pop.
All right. All right, that's a little interesting. Yeah, come on, boys. Now, I said it's going to be this lower push initially, holding for any aggro over in the apartments. Oh, simple. Playing around that smoke will get mollied out of position. So they denied that info over in middle. Are we going to get one of these Navi-esque, late short wraps out of these mid guys? Or is Nafany just going to wait around here in an attempt to cut off rotations? I'm initially assuming the former. And he will start to make his way over towards short now. Once he's in position, these guys in the apartments can start to go, but with Nafany dead right away, that's a huge kill to have found. Now you can put all your attention onto the apartments, and Axar's going to learn that the hard way. There's this rotation from Simple. Hobbit is once again on one of his lurks, this time over in Connector. Trying to thin the herd, trying to open up other options to Gambit in this round, but with Hobbit knocked out and Inter's followed up onto, this is looking like a very clean Na'Vi round now that the rifles are in play.
You called it Na'Vi-esque, and I definitely agree, right? We see this so often from Na'Vi on the T side, getting Boomich up cat. Sometimes they even like to do this where they get a cat player up on a B split, and then they have a second one just that little bit further back. If you kill the cat player, you're never ready for another man coming in so late, and it's 5 alive for Na'Vi. The difference here for Na'Vi is they realize very early on what's going on, and they go back for that mid info. 2 players push catwalk, killing Nafany, and at that point they don't hang around. Bit gets his frag, immediately turns around, mollies Abs, holds down the B push, and Na'Vi, they saw the direction Gambit were trying to go from middle, and it was so much information stopping the B play before it even happens. Nafany was trying to, crunch with his team on a timing, but instead Na'Vi come to him. Oh, Bit's going to make the jump, very smooth move. Up into ladder immediately, can peek into mid early if he wants. But Gambit never seem to rush the mid take. They like waiting for that under player as well, so they can split it all together. The danger of this is someone can drop window, they can come out con and fight underpass, but that's the risk that Gambit are willing to take. 2 on top, 2 on bottom. Good grenade. But with the top con smoke, you again are going to lose a lot of info if you're Na'Vi. Electronic tries to take it back with his own utility, but a molly and a smoke, that decides it for you. Navi's dumping util right now where they can, even flashes, but no one fighting off for them. Con is taken by Hobbit.
Yeah, there's 2 on the other side, though. And so this smoke fade's going to be interesting for Hobbit. That's a lovely little swing out of Electronic to quickly reclaim that lost man. And Bit is going to shut down the short play. Simple through that little one-way smoke. Has dropped the bomb over in Con. And so for Axal and Inters, they've now got their work cut out for them. Electronic swings out Con and locks that round in.
Saved Bit's life there. Bit's barrel had just been seen. He was soon to be a dead man. I like that for Na'Vi, right? They just don't give respect to Gambit either which way. Was that Simple dropping a one-way, or was that a molly on the smoke? I couldn't tell, but it had a lovely little gap in the corner for Na'Vi to just face middle, and as soon as they get that kill, attention for Gambit is diverted enough for Electronic and Bit to both crunch at the same time. Someone will win a fight there. Someone will catch a player with their back turned. Now Na'Vi start to throw players up into middle, getting involved. Electronic pushing the top side. It's being held by a P250, though. I mean, if you get this kill, if you drop the bomb, that's massive, but luckily enough, Inters will get away in time. Simple can cover lower, Electronic can stay on his angle. And this is a devastating setup. You're not getting into middle here if you're Gambit. You're just relying on this dry A take. This round is as good as done, to be honest. Even with Boomich playing safe and anchoring down in CT, he knows that he can stop this bomb from ever getting planted, and so that's his plan, that's his play. Flash by his teammate, because Simple wants the kills, and he'll get them all.
Yeah, it is really nice to see that when we get Na'Vi back onto a more comfortable map for them, we see them coming back into their own. Not wanting this grand final to come to an abrupt end. 3-3. The pistol round might have gone at Gambit's way, but it's a long time since then. And thus far, they haven't even really made a dent in any of these rounds. That's the scariest part, right? All very, very clean, very concise, and all coming up in favor of the black and yellow.
Yeah, now you remember what winning tastes like. It's only going to spur you on. Gambit don't have an AWP yet either. Navi not inclined to bring one out after a flawless round. Wait for later. Gambit get Nafany tucked out top mid, hoping for one of those re-aggro plays from Electronic, but now Navi are reinforcing their bomb sites. Boomich up close on ramp. This is where that A1S can come in handy here. Resmoke down though, stalls even longer this Gambit T-side execute. 3 outside of A. This is a naughty setup here for Navi. And with mid being so quiet, even though they don't have a lot of info, Bits checking on timing. And talk of timing, the smoke fade. Luckily, there's a trade. Simple gets that kill and backs out under. They can get mollies in though, and Inter's just dry fights the A site. He's not. Simple's not ready for a man to just peek. No holds barred. Axel catching Bit off catwalk, and yeah, Gambit know Navi's positions. Gambit know what Navi like to do on this map. The re-aggro is easily sussed out, and Navi are forced back into a save. That's another round for Gambit, breaking the streak. Early formed from Navi. And while they're hoping this one comes to be, they're also accepting the reality that with all these kills coming out of the A ramp, it's likely just going to be Gambit's round. Save what you got. We're certainly going to see this AWP come into the next one, and I can't wait to see how that's going to adjust Navi's CT setup. Simple is such a mobile AWPer, we always say that, but on a map like Mirage, his starting path, a lot of the time spawn dependent, but also just constantly, he'll play everywhere. There is nowhere off limit for Simple. He'll drop window to con, he'll jump up cat, he'll start B apartments with a boost up for an early frag, he'll take a palace spawn. And so you can never be assured where the CTAWP is going to be if you're Gambit.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, this was that attempt at this little double ramp hold. But it didn't fare well for Navi.
Simple's not looking flustered, right? Getting caught off guard, you know, jumping a little bit, we all do. But he's got his game face on. He's not looking to get too owed. Let's see where this orb goes, though. Right back to B, going for that abs peak, I imagine, getting boosted up. Simple does like to do this, and Gambit have set up a couple here to start.
Yeah, whenever you lean Simple B, I mean, he's able to get away with a lot here, right? Even if he doesn't see anyone, the info he's able to provide a lot of the time on this aggro peak is pretty huge. It's also going to free up this extra B player to go and help out in middle a little bit more. We've got Bit here on the short side. Perfecto, not looking to join him. And with Axel opening the round up like that, might not be ready for a second player at Cat swinging so quickly, but it's not going to come to matter with Axel and Nafany lighting up mid and A. Simple's dead in the apartments, and they've hit both bomb sites, and they've won at both of them. Just Perfecto left, and they're trying to rub salt in the wound. They're hunting him down. They don't care about no bomb plant, mate. Look at it. It's all the way back in apartments. They wanted to win that by finding everyone.
Yeah, when you get 3 picks that quick, you're just focused on the frags, right? You know the Navi are just trying to re-peek and get back involved, but Gambit, forget the bomb plant, right? We even saw them stalling it out yesterday via Entropic to make sure they can get all the kills on the exit. They don't want to allow saves. They don't want to let Navi build up any kind of economy here on the CT side, and you can see Shiro immediately took that orb after cleaning up Perfecto on Cat. So now the orb swapped hands, but Simple's brought back his. Shiro fires off, and the molly up top mid. Navi force Nafany into the open with a flashbang. Electronic will take him down. I love seeing Electronic and Simple both roaming jungle and con together, just so close, always ready to trade these kills. It was Simple AWPing top con in case that top mid smoke doesn't come down. But it's Electronic to swing to find that first frag. In-game leader of Gambit dead. Now reliant on an A execute.
Molly's being exchanged, trying to slow down this ramp approach. It feels like Boomich is starting to piece this one together, but we've still got the triple B lean for Navi. As more utility comes into this bomb site from different positions as well, you're going to start to figure it out. Inters, that is a lovely tap. Will they check Ninja? Boomich is tucked in, and he's been spotted. Shiro finds him, and even though Bit reclaims one, this next fight's weighted pretty heavily. Luckily enough, Simple's going to win it out. And so Navi are interested in this round once again. It's a CT plant Navi grouping for the retake over in jungle and through con. And so Gambit have got the room to play around this bomb.
Yeah, no util though, only one smoke for Navi, and that's all that stands in this round. Simple's got the kit, so he needs to stick as he moves in with the AWP. Time's half gone. It's contact for Navi. I don't know how close they've gotten, but he's found Perfecto. Shiro backing up to safety. Re-peeks with a no-scope, and that is filth from Shiro versus Simple, and he's going to get backstabbed. Simple hits a cracker, but it means nothing in the grand scheme. Shiro, that no-scope was absolute filth. You know, Simple, one of the players we know to be an incredible no-scope guy. It feels like the orb works differently for this guy, but Shiro's up there as well. This guy can do it, scope or not, right-click, not needed. And even though Simple takes him down, it's not a round. It's a 2-on-3 out of Gambit. I love the way that when they come out A, they just like, almost like a slinky, they trade contacts, right? Inter swings out Palace, he gets an opener. Then Boomage, who's waiting, and Ninja is looking for that Palace player. He pops his head out of Ninja to look Palace, and Inter is already back inside, hidden, waiting for that Tetris cross. You never know which player is going to peek you first if you're Navi on that A site, and it's Boomage turning away, which gets him killed. So two massive openers for Gambit into the bomb site. You know, you got to give credit for Navi to make that a 3-on-2 in the first place, but Gambit finished what they started. And the Simple scout, a bit famed right now.
Yeah, you know, I think that's one of the reasons why, like, Gambit have had this longevity, right? Being able to stay afloat while other CIS squads that looked so promising earlier in the